Hey everyone, I'm sitting here with Cassandra. Some of you may know her. She's kind of popular. Not really though. No, just kidding.
Nobody likes me.
She's super popular. She
No, I'm not.
kicks ass and she's the best. And if you see her on the street, you better not mess with her. So today I'm here and she's been gracious enough to let me do makeup on her.
He glamified me.
And if you know Cassandra, you know she doesn't really let people do makeup on her because a lot of people do a horrible job. But I think we got it right.
They make me look janky. I think so too. I feel exotic. I'm like, ooh, I belong. I'm a plane going somewhere.
So what we did today was just an easy, I think it's like a summer to fall look, you know, like purple burgundy lip and a little bit of touch of golds everywhere.
And it really is nice because lips, when you use them as a focal point for your face, it can almost change your face shape. You know, a lot of people get stuck in the same makeup routine, doing the same thing every day. And when you really switch it up, it just gives a new dimension to your entire look and your entire wardrobe. Pretty darn magical. Exactly. I think Victor should do a blue lip next.
No. Let's go ahead and I'll show you how to create this look with some booty slapping beats.
Oh, what?
For this look, we're gonna skip foundation, so I'm just gonna wave my magical wand and ta-da, her foundation is done. I'm gonna start by using this face color. This is a duo blush by e.l.f. and it's a blue pink with a nice dark bronzer. And I'm just applying this with a big fat brush that's kind of flat on one side, and we're just gonna sketch out where we want the bronzer to be. So I'm applying it on the temples, underneath the jawline, and underneath the cheekbone. For the blush, I'm applying a blue tone fuchsia color that'll go out with the lip, and I'm just packing it on with a smaller, denser brush. I'm blending it in with the brush itself, but also with my fingers. After we start seeing the blush, it's time to accentuate the facial structure, and we're gonna do that by using a smaller brush and going on top of that first layer of bronzer we just laid down. And the idea here is just to really bring out the forehead, the cheekbones, and the jawline by applying these darker lines on top of that first layer. And you should have something like this. Now we're moving on to the highlighter, and I'm using a baked highlighter that's just going to give us the right amount of shine. I'm going to use my fingers because it'll give us a much more blended finish. That way you don't see any powder on the skin. And I'm just going to pat this on top of the entire cheekbone. You can also use this technique to kind of blend it into the blush so that you don't have, you know, 3 different layers of highlighter, bronzer, and blush going on. Also make sure you apply the highlighter on the cupid's bow, on the bridge of the nose, and also on the eyes. The golden highlighter is really going to help to contrast the lip at the end of the look. And it should look a little something like this. For the eyes, we're gonna put the eye primer right on top of the highlighter and create almost like a small base that has a tiny bit of sheen. Next, we're gonna pack on a pale gold yellow right on the lid, and this is just gonna help the lid to come forward. And then with our crease brush, I'm mixing these 2 colors just to get a nice medium color shade. And I'm putting it on the outer crease and the inner crease. For Cassandra's eye shape, I kind of chose to leave the middle crease a little bit open, so that way her eyes look extra big. And then with the darker color, the crease color, I'm just gonna go back on top of the crease areas where we put the shadow and just accentuate them a little bit more. Kind of like we did with the bronzer. And with Cassandra's eye shape, it's really important that I didn't do the entire crease, because if I did, you know, because her eye shape is a little bit deep set, I really wanted to avoid making the eye look like a true Smokey eye. So as you can see, it just kind of opens up the eye. And back with our highlighter color, I'm just going to use this as a shadow and put it on the brow bone to even out the crease color. And don't be scared of putting a lot of crease color on, because you can always use this stuff to tone it down. And the more you do this on the brow bone, the better blend you're going to get, and the better gradient effect, you know, from dark to light you're going to get. And with our Kajal liner, we're just going to go inside the waterline, right underneath the lash bed, and define that area. And doing this, you know, you can also do this every day if you wanted to. Just, it looks really nice. It makes your lashes look really, really full. Make sure you get it in the inner corner. Then also on the bottom inner corner, but not all the way. I'm going about a third in, and then a third from the outer corner in, and just leaving the middle part open. And just doing a little bit on the top as well, just at the edges, just to give a little bit of a lift. And then with the matte black shadow, I'm just going to use it with a small liner brush on top of the eyeliner, just to create a smoldery effect. So it kind of looks like the eyeliner has been lived in, you know, so it's not too perfect. It's not like you just drew it on, it's actually part of your skin. And once you're done, you should have something that looks like this. And on that inner portion that we left open that we didn't apply any eyeliner on, we're going to go back with our white and fill that in. And this is just going to help to open up the eye. And it's important that we keep the eye kind of natural looking. You know, we just want the liner to be the main focus of it, because that way it'll transition to the lip nicely. Oh, almost a nip. Applying it on the inner corner of the eye just for the extra brightness. And I'm gonna do something weird. I'm putting it on the inner crease as well. This actually helps to open up the eye when you move around. And of course, you're gonna use a little bit of concealer just to clean up the under eye area. And this should clean up any smudges, any fallouts. And just really give a polished look to the eye. Here's a great tip for applying concealer. Apply it with a brush first, just to kind of lay it, you know, the product on the eye, wherever you want to cover it, and just press it with your fingers. It gives you the most natural finish. And I'm just using Dior brow styler to fill in the brows. And I'm going with a color that's a little bit darker than Cassandra's eyebrows, just because if you go for a lip look, you can actually afford to do a stronger brow. So that way you have the nice symmetry between the top and the bottom of your face. And just following her natural eyebrow shape. You don't have to go too crazy. You just want it to be a little bit more filled in. If possible, you can make it a little bit darker just for that contrast. And this is what it should look like. The last step is mascara, and you can be as generous as you want with your mascara. So let's move on to the lips. I'm going to start by priming the lip area, so that way whatever we put on it lasts all day. And I'm going to start by using a wine color lip pencil to define the lips. And I guess the best technique that I like to do is just use my pinky finger on the outer portion of the side of the lip, like the outside area, not really on the lip, to kind of stabilize it. And you kind of press it against your skin, and it kind of puffs it out. And then when you put your pencil, it's a lot easier to get a fine line. Next, I'm gonna use a lip stain, just because I think that if you go for a lip look, you kind of want your lipstick to stay on as long as possible. So using a lip stain is definitely the best way to keep your look alive. If you're doing a strong color like this, I do recommend you put one layer first, let it dry. You could even blend it in and then put a second layer, so that way you get a really nice rich color and you don't end up with lines at the end of the day. And there you go, this is what your lips should look like so far. After we have our lip stain on and we're happy with the intensity, we can apply a warm gold color to the middle of the lip to create another level of dimension. So it creates a little bit more interest in the lip instead of just being one single color. And then I'm applying a opalesque-like lip gloss on top just to blend it in. Very little lip gloss, you don't need a lot. And this is the finished look. Alright, so that's how it's done. If you think you can do it, you're probably right. It's not that hard. It's not as hard as it looks.
I feel like I could do this.
Yeah. And you can wear this all throughout summer, I recommend, and even through fall. And you can be the bright, shiny person with the bold
summer
lip,
nights,
talking to everybody with your lip stains,
being
you know.
fancy.
You could eat and drink, it won't come off in your...
It won't, because it's such a stain, and then even if a little bit of the gloss comes off, you're gonna have that very vibrant color underneath that's pigmented into your lip.
And when you drink, like, from a cup, you're not gonna leave your lipstick on it since it's a stain. So
and then when you try to get it off, it'll take you 3 days. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you have to sleep it off, sorry. But yeah.
No, the biggest tip that I have is use a makeup remover, use a lip scrub, use a makeup remover again, and then sleep with chapstick or a very, very hydrating lip product on.
Amen. Do you have any fashion tips for people?
Fashion tips, when you do something bold like this, it's nice to pick up kind of those colors that you're using. I am personally doing little mauve feather things because it makes me feel so organic and Southwest, but that kind of picks up on the lip and really ties the look together with what you're wearing. You don't want to go overboard though. Also, I am doing a pattern shirt today. A lot of times it's good not to do a pattern shirt depending on what accessories you're using, but for this look, since it's very fall, very organic, it's a loud look already, I thought that would be very nice.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time.
We will talk to you soon.
If you want to request a specific look or something that you've been having trouble doing, just, you know, leave a comment.
He's a man.
And I hope you subscribe and watch future videos. Definitely subscribe to Cassandra, she's amazing.
But subscribe to Victor first. Bye!